So first question, introducing Distant Past. Well, Distant Past is a project that I founded in 2002 just as a hobby, like next to the band, like experimenting with sounds. I did some demos, and then in 2010 we did a regular album, and all the songs piled up for that release, and it was all still a project. So I would write and record everything, and then the drummer comes in, guitar players come in, and solo here, guest solo there, some vocalists, and so it was all that until 2016. We made 3 records, and it was all a project, just some guys, friends, writing and recording songs. So in 2016 we did one final show, the first and final show, and after that people told me, oh, you have to continue, and it was a long time finding these guys. So now we got Ben on guitar, Lorenz on guitar, we get always JJ on vocals, me on bass, and last but not least, our savior Remo is on drums, and we're pretty good new lineup, and we hope that we can attack soon. Well, the meaning behind the band name, it's pretty hard to find a good band name nowadays. So it's called Distant Past because I'm a big fan of Eric from the Anakin on all the Chariot of the Gods and all the Asian aliens type of thing. So I always think that life started a long time ago in Distant Past, but the pyramids were built and all the mystery surrounding, and the first couple albums have that kind of theme, but funnily enough there's no alien lyrics on the new album. And there's another thing that brought me to the term Distant Past. Around 2000, when some people were talking about music, and they said, well, this is from last year, this is so old, this is 2002. And I was thinking, man, I listened to bands like Black Sabbath and Kiss and stuff like that from the 70s. That must be ancient for them, so Distant Past. And there's a cover of Stone Dead Forever by Metallica, that's a Motorhead song, and he doesn't really know the lyrics, so it sounds like he sings, in the distant past. Well, the final stage just came about because I found this cool cover by an artist called James Beveridge, and something struck me, like that guy is lost and alone there, from faraway planet. And I was thinking about a song, an album title that in color. It's pretty easy, that everybody doesn't know English knows what it means. It's not overtly negative, and it shouldn't be. It should be, tell something. So are we in the final stage of mankind? I don't know. Is this the final stage of a boss? Like in a game. Are we ever gonna be on stage? I don't know. So this is where it comes from. It gives lots of things to think and talk about. Well, you really want to talk about the lyrics. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go song per song. So the first song is called Kill the Dragon, and it's supposed to be a song about heavy metal cliche, but actually it's about like leaving something behind, and but it's pretty hard to leave things behind, so you have to fight and kill the dragon inside of you, and it's a war inside your mind. You just have to let go of these vices. Actually, it's the last song I wrote for Emerald, just like Motorhead's the last song Lemmy Love for Hoffman. Well, I'm no Lemmy, but got some scars on my own. Well, the second song is called Staring at the Stars, and it's about the other guys called the Greta song because it's about environmental damage, but I was written well before that. So it's about the world going down and politicians looking for ratings, and I'm just looking at the stars and hope some aliens will come and save us. I don't know. The song was inspired by a song off this record of Lizzie Borden. I don't know if you can see it. It's called Tomorrow Never Knows, and I nicked some stuff of that. I love this song, so I tried to incorporate. I like the structure of that song. That's what I do a lot, So next up is Queen of Sin. It's her new single, and I never imagined myself, writing songs about evil women. And it's actually, there's a Black Sabbath song called Lady Evil, sung by Dio, And at the end of the song, he says, "She's the queen of sin." And I thought that's pretty cool. So I wrote a song about an evil woman, and it's our new video clip. So stay alert, and you'll see a cool clip of that song coming to you real soon. Next up is a song called "Fall from Glory," and it's one of the first songs I wrote for this album. And it's about the downfall of mankind and the Watcher, like reporting what he sees and telling everybody that he cannot do anything about it. Then we got a cool song called "I Am Omega," and it's based about one of my favorite movies, which is The Omega Man with Charlton Heston. And actually, the original short story is called "I Am Legend," and if you know, it's been done by Will Smith. But what you guys don't know is there's a Vincent Price movie called The Last Man on Earth, and all three movies based on the same short story. That's pretty cool. So starts off with a phone and he's the last one on Earth, so nobody can phone him. And this is actually on the record. It's not the first time I nicked something from an old science fiction movie. On the other record, we have a snippet of Planet of the Apes, which is one of my favorite movies. Next up is The Power of Evil, which is just a song about, like we have to fight together to defend the power of evil. It has some Iron Maiden influences, not only in the solo section, but also lyrically. And I try to emulate like a typical Maiden solo section with repeating parts. And it's pretty interesting, it's a pretty good song, but it always turns out differently than you thought. So there's no singing along with the speed that the guitars are playing. Now there's a little introduction called The Final Stage, like the album, and it was a friend of mine who just fooled around in the studio and just recorded it by chance. And when we wanted to redo it, because I thought, okay, I'll put it on the album, it didn't turn out that good. So I used the original tracks, and we had to really look that there was breathing on it and noises, but I think we managed it. And it's my voice talking about the final stage of mankind. Now for the crown jewel of the record, it's called Dawn City. It's a 7-minute song, and it's one of these songs that's like similar to the old stuff that we did with Distant Past, which is long songs with many changes. And Dawn City is called Orville. It's a city in India. Google it. There's even a Netflix documentary about it, and they just try to change mankind and start something new, without money, without religion, without leaders, without politics. Pretty interesting, and it's a good subject for a movie. For a song. I was talking about movies because the next song is called World of Wires, and it has two inspirations. First off, I love Lucifer's Friends, a German band, and they have the singer from Uriah Heep, or went later to Uriah Heep, and this is a cool album which has cool songs, and I thought it was so sad that these songs are going to end. So I got a little bit inspired. This was the first video that we did was called World of Wires, and it's based on a song called, it's based on a movie called Antichrist, which is a science fiction movie about, going into a world where everything's simulated and somebody waking up in a simulated world. Hollywood redid it, and it's called 13th Floor. Obviously, we're going to have that on DVD. The last song on the record is called Path of Fate. And it's just something that came about before we went to the studio. Just like a little number I did because we needed something more darker and slower. And it's just about believing in yourself and finding your path for your fate. So that's about the new record. So check it out. It's going to be out on March 26th. And it's going to be awesome. Well, the cover art, I was telling you about the cover art before. It's a miner type of guy, which is stuck on a planet. Actually, if you can see, his feet are stuck in the ground. So, James, the artist, calls it the miner. Well, it could be anything. Is it a robot? Is it a human being? Is it something from a game? Is it something from outer space? There's lots of questions. I think the album title plus the artwork are both open for interpretation. Well, I think it's the third record we did with Pure Steel Records. We're pretty proud to be on that label. They're dealing lots with heavy metal bands, and they're true heavy metal brothers, which is cool because we get lots of labels doing everything, but they just do metal. They just do metal they like, and we did Utopian Boy on it. We did the last one, which I'm wearing a shirt called Rise of the Fallen, which was a concept record about good and evil. So check these old albums out, and I personally thank Pure Steel for their cooperation. I think it's important to have a label deal. Well, nowadays, I don't know. I really actually don't know. But you can do it all by. I did it a long time. I did it by myself, but it just takes a lot of time and money. So if there's somebody else believing in you and having all these channels already there, it's a good thing. But nothing beats playing live. So. Yes, we had to postpone many shows amid some festivals. Funny or sad thing is that lineup with the people I was telling you about is the first time that we actually want to play live. So the next opportunity, I don't care if it's with mosque, without mosque, with 15 people, we just need to get that lineup on stage. And we should have had like 3 concerts already, and there's always the regular release show coming up, but we'll patient and we'll wait. I remember one time when we formed band Emerald, I had a fail of some kind. We returned from the European tour, and we did a hometown show which was sold out. It was thousands. It wasn't thousands, but there were lots of people there. And the other band playing before us, they had like a remote control which you can put on your instruments, so you don't have to be plugged in. And I wanted to borrow that. So I borrowed that, went on stage, the intro was playing. I was checking if some sound's coming, and there was no sound coming. So I figured in a second, okay, do I want to turn around and play and there's nothing coming? I'll just plucked it out, get the cable, plug the cable in, get into the amp, turn it around, and it was ready for the first chord. It's like a magical thing, because if I waited for a couple of more seconds, I would have missed the first chord. But that's what you learn being on the road, keeping it safe. Well, I'm not really listening to new music, to be honest. I really like the old stuff, and I like to discover old 70s bands. Just like movies, I like to discover old science fiction movies or post-apocalyptic movies, and I do really like old stuff. And if I buy something new, it's always connected to the past. Actually, there's lots of good bands around, and it's pretty sad because you're not going to discover this in the past if you listen to music like I do. Well, I think small clubs are going to reopen pretty soon, and then small bands will have their share of the stage. But I don't know about the big ones, like all the big bands and 30, 40, 50,000 stadiums. I'm not going to see that happening for another couple of years, actually. And I hope we're going to survive to see that. Well, the music scene is pretty small in Switzerland. We get the Burning Witches, we got Crocus, which decided to call it quits. Celtic Falls is from here. But the actual scene right now, we get my friends like Croasis, which is a former guitar player, Chris's band. Of course, my former band, my newest former band, Emerald, is still around. There's a new band called Judge Minus, there's called Maniac. There's lots of bands around. I think it's everywhere in the world you have these small bands that everybody's trying to reach for the top. We're talking about the future of the distant past, and I think we're going to have some live shows coming up, I hope. And if not, we're going to record a new album. The songs are ready. And as you guessed it, they're based on old movies, they're based on destruction of the earth and stuff like that. It's funny how many songs I've written about the end of the world, and now it seems like the world is ending. And don't forget to listen to the new record. It's called The Final Stage. I don't even have a real copy yet, so it's brand new, and you're gonna like it. You heard it on the radio, you hear it here. It's really a resurrection of the distant past for you to enjoy, and for me to play live for you soon.